We started as a small sewer and water contractor. We did a little bit of snow plowing and earthwork, and we learned as we grew and got a little better at what we did, and today we're really a full-service site preparation public works contractor. We do anything from our original utility work, sewer and water, all the way to full site work, which will include the grading work, the utilities, of course, site concrete, parking lots, roads, everything. We try to bring a value to our customers on a full package and a comprehensive package. So we grew up in a culture of waste not, want not, and that's just a family value, and it's a value that I think we've transferred to the company, and we have that culture around here and trying to do things without being wasteful. So every time we can recycle a truckload of material, that makes a big difference to keeping our industry, the construction industry, sustainable. And that goes back to everything that happens at the quarry. Every pound we recycle there is a pound of material that doesn't come out of that hole, and eventually that hole will be exhausted. And when that's exhausted, a new quarry will have to be opened up somewhere, because people still want good roads, they still want buildings, they still want concrete, they still want asphalt, and all these materials are necessary. But once that quarry closes down, every truck is running an extra 4, 5, 10 miles down the road. That's burning fuel, that's burning rubber, all these non-renewable resources. You can go right down the line. It's a major impact environmentally. So the longer we can maintain a resource, the longer we can squeeze out, not using any more of that aggregate than we need to, the more we can recycle, the more we're sustaining our construction practices. And we're pretty strong believers in that. One thing we started quite a while ago was looking at our fuel consumption. And in construction we burn massive amounts of fuel. And we tried to look at ways we can cut down on that. Certainly one of those is through the engine upgrades. We can upgrade equipment with more efficient engines that certainly pollute less, but they also burn a lot less fuel. But another way we can do that is to match the machine to the job. Again, in the construction industry, everybody's, we want the biggest, toughest machine we can get, and it's fun. It's like driving a four-wheel drive through the mud. It's fun, but it's not very productive. So what we've tried to do is match our machines better to the work effort, where we can take a 70,000-pound excavator that can do the work. It's not as fun as running a 100,000-pound excavator. It might not be quite the brute force, but it does it just fine, and it might be burning 7 gallons an hour instead of 12 gallons an hour. That's a pretty big savings. When you look at just with that one machine, we can save 40, 50 gallons a day. Multiply that times, maybe that machine might work 200 days in a year if it's a mainline machine. Well, all of a sudden we're saving thousands of gallons of fuel on one machine. If you take that over the whole fleet, you can have a lot of fuel savings doing that. And that just makes sense. I mean, that's a sustainable technology. It's not even a technology, it's a sustainable practice that just makes total sense. It costs us nothing, yet it saves fuel, it saves money. DNR has a program, a green tier program, which is really a collaboration between the regulatory agencies and the business community out here. And they try to come up with innovative ways to be more sustainable, to be more efficient in what you do. And for the particular charter that we're a member of, it's the Green Tier Clearwater Initiative Charter, their mission, the main mission, is to reduce the delivery of nutrients and sediments to the lakes, watersheds, streams, wetlands. What happens is all the sediment that flows through all the storm sewers going throughout Madison eventually get to the lakes, right? And when it gets to the lakes, now all the sediment is right in the harbor. One thing we started looking at, just through open discussions at the Green Tier meetings, was the state of existing inlet protection. What's being put in there right now works okay, and it catches a lot of large particles. And once we get a lot of large particles, it starts acting like a sand filter and catching smaller and smaller particles, and it will catch sediment. But we knew we could do better. So we worked on probably 10, 12 prototypes until we got it down where we had a system that would really work well. Throughout this whole process, the charter is empowered to allow us to use these and test these and try these and report back to the board and find out exactly what's going on. what we did is we made substantial modifications in not only the way it's built, but the construction up above. It doesn't sound like a big deal. It is a big deal. It's not monumental, but it's substantial, because if we catch an extra 50, 100 pounds of sediment in each one of these filters, well, there are thousands of these filters installed statewide every year. So now you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds of sediment that are not getting to the lakes and waterways. And that's a big deal. We've gotten to the point now through our charter that we are convinced in how it's working. The City of Madison has adopted this as a accepted procedure. We've gone through the SOC committee, which is the Standards Oversight Committee, and we've asked for reopening the state standards, and we're hopeful that during this calendar year we will get this accepted as a new state standard. And it really made a big difference. We had to rethink how we remove these things, because now instead of pulling out a fairly light filter with a little bit of sediment in it, we're pulling out filters that were probably weighing 300 pounds or more. So it got very difficult for removal, so we had to rethink the removal techniques too. But I think that's a great thing. After all, we're trying to catch sediment. So if at the end of the day our problem is we're catching a lot more sediment, that's a great problem to have.
The City of Madison came to us and they were looking for a disposal site for the leaves and yard waste debris that they pick up from all the homeowners around the city through the fall and early spring months. And we had a nice site close by with our quarry that we could provide a spot for them to dispose of them. And as a added benefit to us, we are able to compost those leaves and turn them into a nutrient-rich soil amendment that we can use for various products, whether we're amending topsoil on projects to increase the organic content of it, as well as utilize it as a growing and filter media in the rain gardens and bioretention basins that we construct as part of our projects throughout the Dane County area.
This is a back corner of the farm. It was close to the wetlands, and my grandfather decided not to clear out one small grove of trees so that they had somewhere for the family to enjoy. One little mound with some trees on it, and then some nice areas by a natural wetland. And so what we did is we enhanced it. We got a permit from the DNR, we put a scrape in, and now we have all kinds of animals, waterfowl, everything coming there. It's a great little area.
The future for Homburg is extremely exciting. We've got, as opportunities for new projects will be coming about, we can implement innovative processes to decrease our environmental impact and increase the value to our customers. We will continue to upgrade our equipment that decreases our exhaust emissions. We're eager to use better techniques for controlling stormwater and runoff, preventing sediment from leaving our project site. We are excited to utilize our mobile crusher to reduce or increase recycling on the sites that we're working on and decrease the amount of trucking that we have on and off of projects, as well as decrease the amount of virgin aggregate that we're using on new projects. We take a lot of pride in being environmental leaders and innovators, and we look forward to sharing these with our customers on their projects. And we are very proud to be a participant in the DNR Green Tier program, as well as the Dane County Clear Water Initiative charter of that program.